Hey, what's up everyone? Driving right now on I-94 here in Michigan to Firekeepers, which is in Battle Creek, Michigan. I am driving and vlogging, so I'm sure my mom loves that. And we are going to be playing the MSPT tournament there at Firekeepers. It's a $1,100 buy-in. I'm going to be playing a satellite and going to go for just 2 buy-ins. Hopefully make day 2 off the satellite. The satellite's only $265 buy-in, so I'm hoping we can get to day 2 with the satellite. That would be nice. So yeah, driving out there, 2-hour drive from Detroit, and I'll see you guys on break. All right, on first break here with 200K in chips. I'm just kidding, nowhere close. I busted before break. Yeah, it's a satellite, so the structure is pretty fast. You have to get lucky pretty quick. The only big hand I had before I got knocked out, I raised with pocket 9s from early position. The guy to my left 3-bet. Folds around to me, I call. You could probably 4-bet there. The flop is pretty safe for pocket 9, 7-5-5. I decide to check and check into the 3-better. He checks back, which was a little bit surprising. The turn was like a deuce, another blank. I bet about 40% pot. Thought I could still get calls from like ace king, ace queen type hands. He called. The river was a jack. I considered checking back here, but I think I could still get some value from ace king, ace queen hands that would 3-bet pre. I bet and he ended up raising, tanked for a bit, and decided to make, it's probably a call, but I decided to make it like an exploit fold. Turns out he just made an excellent check on the flop and he had pocket aces. So he made a great check on the flop because it's a really great board, really dry board for his aces. He didn't need any protection, so he made a great check back and got me to fire 2 bullets on the turn in the river. And great play by him, and that cost me almost half my stack. So maybe overplayed pocket 9s there, but oh well. Half an hour or so later, somebody raised early position. I jammed 15 bigs with pocket 8s. Ran into pocket jacks and pocket aces and busted. So like I said, satellites, fast structure. I decided not to rebuy just because I've already kind of set my price for this weekend, as it's already going to be expensive. You know, satellites are luck fests. So I decided to just fire 1 bullet here. I'm starving. I'm going to go get dinner, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Well, good morning. It is a beautiful day here in mid-south Michigan in Battle Creek, down here in the hand. So yesterday was the satellite, didn't do hot in that at all, but we're gonna start fresh with a buy-in into the MSPT. Hit the hotel and dinner last night. I was just craving to play some more poker, so I ended up playing 2-5 cash game, $2, $5, which I do not play cash pretty much ever. I like tournaments specifically, but I had nothing to do the rest of the night, so I played till 2 a.m. Didn't do anything too crazy. I just had a lot of aces and kings. So poker was fairly easy overall. Started with 1,000 in chips, finished the night around 1,400. The only big hand was I had pretty much garbage from the big blind. I had 5 deuce of hearts, button raised, and the small blind called. I should have folded there, obviously, but coming from the button and with the small blind coming in, it's probably not the worst hand to float there with 2 suited cards. Obviously, it's usually a fold, but yeah, I'm not going to beat myself up. But anyways, long story short, we bink, we get lucky. Flops 8 deuce deuce. I check. The button bets, the small blind folds. That board's not going to hit the button range at all, so there's no reason for me to re-raise there and get him off his bluff. So we just call. The turn is a queen. I check again. He bets a little bit bigger. He bet about 60 into maybe 70. So he went a little bigger. I check raise this time to try to get a little bit more money into the pot. I do expect that queen to hit his range, so I'm hoping he's gonna have a queen to call. I think I made it 165, and he called on the river. It's another blank, like a 4. Pretty dry board overall. I bet 275. Decent pot at that time, was like 425 maybe. He tank folded, unfortunately. I think I made it just slightly too big, but he almost called. He ended up having ace-8, so he just flopped top pair, good kicker. So yeah, I think I played it well. Obviously, I should have just folded pre, but we get lucky and get up to 1400. So that was cash, and that was actually kind of nice because I ended up paying for my satellite. So we're up $100 right now overall, but we're gonna fire a bolt today and tomorrow, and it's gonna be really expensive. So hopefully we can make a day 2 in the MSPT, and I'll talk to you guys on break. All right, on break right now on the MSPT main event here. Not doing so hot, a little bit down, not too bad, but starting stack was 25K. I'm at 21K right now. Lost 3 small, annoying little pots. For an expensive buy-in tournament like this, my table's been pretty wild overall. A lot of limps. Well, this one guy limped ace-3 offsuit under the gun, and he was so proud because the flop was like ace-3-3, so he showed everybody, and everyone's like, oh yeah, nice hand, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing with ace-3 offsuit? Pretty fun so far though. I've been pretty active overall, haven't been too card dead, but doing all right, and I'll talk to you guys on the next break. All right, I got a pretty shot behind me. Unfortunately, it's not good news. I just busted out of MSPT, fired my first bullet. I'm about to go play my second bullet. Yeah, had a very big hand, and I pretty much doubled. Starting stack was 25,000. I got up to about 45,000. Had a big hand, almost doubled, and then unfortunately, kind of a cooler, or it was a cooler, pretty much busted the next hand. So pocket tens. Actually, I had pocket tens both hands. One was really good and one was really bad. The first time I had pocket tens, I raised, hijack calls, small blind 3 bets. I call, hijack calls, flops king, 5 deuce, check, check, check. Probably do need some protection, but I'm out of position against a hijack whose calling range could easily include a king, so I don't think I want to bet there. Turn is a 10, so I have a set of 10s. Awesome. The small blind bets this time. Small, third pot. I tanked for a little bit. I could and probably should raise there, but the board's fairly dry, and I don't want to get like 2 folds. There's only a straight draw out there that I'm really afraid of. The guy that bet from the small blind, that 3-bet pre, checked back the flop, so he seemed pretty cautious, I guess. So I don't think I have to raise there, so I call him. And hijack calls as well. The river is a brick, it's just a 6. Small blind obviously didn't like getting 2 callers, so he checks back. I bet pretty small, maybe like 6K into roughly 20K. I just felt like I wanted to go small. Again, I didn't think either player was too confident about the hand, so I was trying to get called from some weaker pairs. So hijack called, and the small blind tank folded queens. So got 1 caller at least, and he mucked his hand, so my set of 10s was good there, but that was a huge pot, so that got me up to about 47K. Then about an hour later, blinds go up a little bit. I lost a little pot here and there, but the big hand that pretty much crippled me and knocked me out was I had pocket 10s again. It goes limp, 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 and I make it like 6x from the big blind with pocket 10s. Only the cutoff calls. Flop is 8-5 deuce, 2 diamonds. You know, a little dynamic. Obviously, there could be a lot of bad turn cards for me. I think that's a kind of flop that you can fire big on. So I do. I bet about pot. I bet about 6K into 6K, and cutoff just rips it all in for 30K. The fact that there's 2 diamonds out there, I think I have to call. If there wasn't any diamonds out there, I think I can get away with folding because I'm, thinking I'm up against a set. But the fact that there's a flush draw out there, I think I have and an overpair. I don't think I have a choice but to call there. I'm only really being beat by a set there. Deuces and 5s aren't in there, so I'm only being beat by pocket 8s, so it's pretty rare hand. It's more likely that he has like king jack of diamonds, ace jack of diamonds, or something like that, or weaker diamonds to just rip in there. Unfortunately, he did not have a flush draw. He did indeed have a set of 8s, and I ended up calling. I just don't think I can fold an overpair there against a limp. Unfortunate, that pretty much crippled me, and then next hand I was out. I only had like a couple big blinds left, so double and then pretty much crippled and out. Pretty unfortunate, but we are gonna fire my second bolt here right now. I'll be coming back with about 50 big blinds, which is plenty. It's better just fire another bullet here and then come back tomorrow because I'd have to obviously stay the night again. So I'll just fire my second bolt now and hopefully we have some better luck. So I'll talk to you guys at next break. All right, on break here, I bought in for 2,500 or 25,000 again, back up to 42,000, which is the same stack I had before I got coolered on that first bullet. So it's nice to be back and in a better spot. So the big hand was I had ace 5 of diamonds under the gun. I got 5 callers or 4 callers from later positions on the big blind. Flop was 5, 8, 7. I'm gonna get the numbers wrong. I'll fix it in post. Basically, the board runs out pretty darn straight. The flop goes checks around. Turn is like the 7 of diamonds. So I have a flush draw. The big blind leads. He bet like 3,000. Into a 6K pot. Decided to call since I had the nut flush draw. There's one more caller and then the rest fold. And then the river was a 9 of diamonds. So I have the nut flush. Plus there's a good lot of straight cards out there. So I'm hoping obviously someone has an under flush or a straight. Unfortunately, no one had anything apparently. But big blind leads out again, 6K into the pot was pretty big then, 18K or something like that. And I had 20K left. So I decided to jam because I feel like there's enough value hands that I could get called by. And obviously the pot's big enough. So I just jam, and unfortunately the last 2 guys just folded. So, but yeah, good pot either way. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys on next break. All right, on dinner break right now. I just walked around the corner from the parking lot and I found this really cool view of the hotel and this cool fire fountain thing. It's pretty sweet. So I'm on dinner break right now. I have 75,000 in chips, which is a pretty good stack. Again, starting stack was 25K, so doing pretty well. Just kind of on a roller coaster a little bit. Oh, really windy here. I doubled. Somebody jams their 8s into my jacks. I doubled there. Got up to like 70K, and then just ran bad, played bad, and got down to like 50K. And then the hand right before break, I had ace king raised, someone jammed ace queen, so I had them crushed, and I got a little bit of a double there. So back up to 75,000 in chips. The only interesting hand I had that was pretty fun to watch, at least. I had pocket 9s. So windy. I had pocket 9s under the gun. The player right to my left under the gun +1 called, and then the cutoff raised like 4x. He made it like 10K. I pretty much have to jam there or fold. I don't want to be out of position against 2 players, so I just decided to fold, especially since the player to my left and under the gun spot, under the gun +1, should have a pretty tight range too. So he ended up jamming 7s into the cutoff's pocket kings, so I made a pretty good fold there. What was fun was the king was in the window, so the one guy was like, all right, he started to celebrate, followed by the king was 7-7. One guy flopped quad 7s, the other guy flopped a full house, kings full 7s. Anyways, I'm on dinner break, like I said. I'm gonna go eat some food, and I'll talk to you guys at the next break. Whew, all right. We are on break. Look at this beautiful sunset. The weather's perfect out right now. Too bad I'm indoors right now playing poker, but Doing pretty good, actually. It's finally nice to come talk to you guys and not complain about being card dead for the first time in a long time. So after that last break, won a couple, lost a couple, a little bit of a roller coaster. Been pretty active overall. One kind of weird hand, I'd pocket sevens from the small blind, cut off raises. I come along, big blind comes along. Flop is 7, 8, 9. I flopped a set of sevens, I checked. Big blind checks, and the original raiser checks as well. Turn is a jack, so all you need is a 10 for a straight. Think about it, but obviously I'm out of position against two players that could easily have a 10 in their hand, so I don't think I need to blow up the pot too much, so I decide to check back again. It goes check, check, check. The river is a king, and at this point, obviously, I'm feeling pretty confident about my hand. Since the turn was checked back, I don't think I'm up against a straight. So I bet about 6K into about 12K, I would say. The regional raiser was pretty short stack to begin with, and he ended up jamming for like 13, 14 big blinds, kind of standing in the middle of the road here. It wasn't that much more to call, so I called, and all he had was king, queen, offsuit. So set of sevens win there. That was a pretty big pot, and that was really nice to bust a player. And then went on a little bit of a heater. Some guy ran 10s into my kings, got up to 95,000. And then the big monster pot, a lady raised it to about 12K. Blinds were 1 and 2 at this point, so she made it on the big side. I 3-bet to 35,000 from the small blind with pocket aces. Aces are really nice, as we all know. She jams 95,000. I snap her off. She has kings. The board is nice and clean. Aces hold versus kings. Monster pot. I'm at 195,000 right now, which is a huge stack. Again, starting stack was 25,000 all 9 hours ago. Yeah, so doing really good right now. Feeling pretty confident. I got a pretty tough table though, so I don't want to get too out of line here, but hopefully we keep it up and keep it going. And I guess there's like 600 entries today. This is like day 1A or whatever. We are down to like 140. I would guess that, I'm not exactly sure when day 2 is, or day or money. I'm not really sure. I haven't really checked. So hopefully next time I talk to you guys, one of those things happen. And if not, whatever. We'll talk eventually. Bye. What up? Just thought I found a cool shot here at night here at Firekeepers. What up? All right, we made it day 2, which is excellent. It's pretty cool. I've haven't been vlogging for that long, but to basically make 3 day 2s in a row on my vlogs is pretty fun. So pretty proud of that. So we bagged 131,000. Obviously last break I was so proud. I had 200K. I was running hot. And then they moved me after the break. They moved me to the next table. And of course I went card dead, completely card dead. Just nothing happened at all. The only interesting hand is I had pocket kings. I raised from the cutoff. The small blind decides to come along. The big blind calls as well. Flop is like 4, 5, 6. Obviously really bad for my range. Small blind recognizes that and decides to lead. Usually that's more of a board that the big blind can lead on, but I think it's okay. Big blind folds, I call. The turn was, I believe, a 9. Another good card for him. Small blind bets again, a little bit bigger. He bet like 16K into about 32K. I called. The river was an 8, and he decided to check that time. It was a 4-card straight, so all you need is 7 for a straight. I check back as well. He rolls over pocket 8s for a rivered set of 8s. I thought he played the hand great. I probably should have raised on the flop, but again, what am I really repping from that position? I don't really hit that board too often, and he does. It was a great board and great play by him. I wish I raised the flop and turn, but that board was safe for him. He had a straight draw. He's never folding, so that's just a cooler either way. Kind of glad I just kept the pot small and not raised in hindsight. Yeah, so that was the only big hand, but like I said, I'm down to 131,000. I think the blinds are gonna be about 2,500 and 5,000 when I get back, so I'll only have about 25 big blinds when I come back on day 2. But that's plenty of money. 25 bigs is plenty, but it just kind of sucks because I had to drive 2 hours out here. Again, if I bust right away, I'm going to be pretty darn pissed. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys on day 2. Good morning. It is 9 a.m. here in Ann Arbor. I'm just about to drive to Firekeepers to Battle Creek, Michigan to play in the MSPT Day 2. I'm pretty darn pumped. I decided to stay in Ann Arbor just to cut down on my drive time a little bit, but super excited to drive out there. They smashed all records, 2,300 players. The guarantee was $1 million, but they smashed that. 2.3 million prize pool. 333,000 for first place. So let's go. I'm about 180th out of 309 players left. About 250 get paid, guaranteed about 2,500 for the minimum. But yeah, let's go, and I'll talk to you guys on break. Well, I'm shaking right now. My camera's probably shaking. I just got fucking super coolered. I started off really good. I only played for like maybe 20 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour. I started off pretty good, actually. I had aces, won a little pot with that. Was kind of active, had some nice hands, but just got super coolered. I just want to throw up in my mouth. I started about halfway in the field, so I obviously had a really good shot at making the money. So obviously to not even come close to the money, I feel really sick on this day too, really sick. There was a raise from the middle position, call from the low jack. The chip leader of the table had ace of clubs, 9 of diamonds, and just fucking open rips it like a donkey. I mean, I like the 3-bet squeeze. It's not the worst. And he's got the chip lead, so I don't blame him, but open ripping's kind of stupid, a little suicidal. I wake up with kings on the big blind. I ain't folding, never. Flop was like jack, 8, 7, 2 clubs. So he's got a backdoor straight, or a backdoor flush draw, a gut shot, and obviously 3 aces. The turn was a 9 of clubs, so you can hit an ace, you can hit a 9, you can hit a club, you can hit a 10, a million outs. Sometimes you get lucky, and when you have that many outs, it's just bad luck and you don't hit. That's what I was hoping for, but I'm like, when I saw kings, I just had a gut feeling. I was like, this is weird. He's just open ripping. I hope he doesn't have aces. He rolls over that garbage. I'm like, hell yeah, let's ship it here. Get up to 250 or something. And river, club. Runner under clubs on me. For ace 9 to crack kings like that. It's poker, I get it. I'm happy to make a day 2, but I'm like, I was so tilted. I was like, nice hand, buddy. Good luck. And I just walked out. Yeah, pretty sick. So I was pretty proud of this vlog overall. And I still am, obviously. To make a day 2 again, which is really nice. Unfortunately, cards weren't as nice to us today. So we are on to Vegas next, I guess. We're going to Vegas in a month, so we're going to play a lot of tournaments there. Hopefully we don't get cooler like that anymore, but that's poker and we're gonna get used to it. So I will talk to you guys then, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out and shows me that you guys like this stuff. So hook me up, and talk to you guys later.